All right, Happy New Year. Coming to you live from the brush pile. You know what, I've been scouting around this property, walking in and around this bean field, trying to figure out where these bucks are heading. And to me, it looks like they're actually all over the place. They're not just concentrated on the standing beans. They're kind of running around everywhere. And I do have beans kind of sprinkled throughout on all the edges, a couple in the middle, both sides. So what I'm going to do is something wild and crazy. I'm going to get set up here in this giant brush field because I feel like I have my best chances to see something first. I've got great visibility over this field. I can actually see where I think the deer are coming from. Typically historic west winds, so it puts me on the far east side of the field. Access is pretty good. The only problem is it's a big giant brush field or brush pile. There's no real reason or no real way to put a stand in here. I've got a little ground and pound set up, but what I'm going to do is start hacking away at it and see if I can find a place to stand and film all at the same time in this ginormous brush pile that they knocked all these trees down. And here's something kind of cool. So I shot my big Boone and Crockett buck out here, a buck named Carl, and I shot him out of this tree. So they knocked this tree down. These are my old tree steps. The tree used to be, a couple hundred yards that way, but they made this pile to eventually burn it. So I figured, you know what, after I saw that, it might be a great spot to try to set up next to the tree where I killed Carl. And I'm actually going after a buck I call Carl Jr. Deer looks a lot like him. Really big buck with, he's got big wide spread. I think he's got 10 points. I saw him the other day coming out of here at about 9:30, and I think I just backtracked him. He was making a scrape over here. So anyway, I think I got a little area that I can make work, just kind of in and around right here. And then I'm gonna try to find a way to set up my little tripod. It's gonna be goofy, but I bought a bunch of rope and wire ties and a bunch of different things to try to help. And the one thing I didn't bring was a saw, but I brought a big knife, so I'm gonna have to cut all this stuff apart and make some sort of a ground made or makeshift blind, and then figure out a way to get in here because it wasn't exactly easy. But anyway, let's get to rocking and rolling here. We'll get this thing set up and see what it looks like and get out of here. All right, well, that's pretty much going to do it. I got this thing set up a lot quicker than I thought I was going to. It actually worked out pretty good. It's naturally just kind of pushed in position to work for a awesome little ground and pound. Tripod, I'll show you. I got it all kind of wired up. Basically, I just secured it down here, secured it here, and then it was fine in the front. But that thing just sets, and I've got my camera base here. So I carry that in, I just plug it in this little basket or this little carrier here. I've got some of the ghillie strips that I normally wrap around my camera, but this will be my main point of visibility and shooting lane right through here along this brushy stuff. just on the other side of that, there are a big strip of beans that run that way, and then out in that center there, that's the majority of the beans. But like I said, a lot of them have fallen over and they're somewhat rotten. So I gotta imagine some of these deer are just working these edges. This edge continues all the way over here, and then I've got a nice patch right here in front of me. So yeah, I really like the looks of this. It should be fun. All right, we're in. Let's do this. January 1st. Let's roll. Oh boy, I got a buck in the field already. He's not a big one, but that's a good sign. He's running right to me. He actually thinks I'm the doe, I think. See if I can see him here. I thought I heard something when I got out here. Shoot. Oh my gosh, I just caught a bunch of deer running at the top of this field. I got a haul. I just got about 30 more yards to get to my little ground blind. These deer running up on the top. Gotta get there, gotta get there. Okay. We got the situation I've been looking for. There's definitely something going on. A bunch of deer running around. I gotta hurry up and get set up. Alright, well, I'm officially hunting. That was not exactly what I had planned on. As I was walking in, I have a big ridge way up on the top of this property on both sides. And I looked to one of the machine entrances going to the top, and there's a buck, and he's running down in here. Well, 2 seconds later, I see 4 does up on the top running across. Now this place is actually set up relatively close to a park, and being that it's New Year's Day, kind of cold and crisp, I bet a lot of people are out walking their dogs, and they might have bumped them pretty far. It's not that far, but I mean, it could have bumped them basically to get to where they were, and that's what I need. I need the pressure to push them over here. The only downside is if they've gone where that buck was originally going to go, he's going to go behind me. Or if the big one already came through here, he's behind me, which is hard. I actually want them to be out in front of me. This is part of why I have this spot set up, so I can see better. But I don't know what happened to those deer. They kind of disappeared, but I'm sure they're relatively close. I don't think I spooked them. I definitely spooked the little buck, but I don't really care. But anyway, this little ground and pound spot might work out. I'm looking like the predator back here in this old fallen down trees, but I really like it. I just gotta keep an eye out behind me. And we don't know what's gonna happen tonight. If I get a good opportunity at a doe, I might take it, just because I haven't shot a doe in like 6-7 years. And I had a freezer incident where I lost a lot of meat with a busted breaker. So maybe we'll do that. Who knows? Should be fun though. Beautiful buck. Couldn't be happier. Tagged out in northern Illinois. Very thankful.